Hey and welcome to Neverwinter with Aragon. Are you looking to buy or sell enchantments, runestones, or even weapon or armor enchantments for the next module? Are you considering to buy out a ton of these enchantments from the auction house? Will their value go up for the next module, or will they decrease? In this video, I'd like to go over whether it's worth it or not, and at what cost is it ideal to, let's say, buy these weapon and armor enchantments along with normal enchantments. At what cost is it ideal to actually buy them? Since you can also go to this terminal trade bar store and purchase these enchantments all the way to the max rank 15 there with your trade bars. However, they are 1,000 without a discount. So let's find out the ideal cost for these weapon and enchantments in terms of selling them. If you have a backlog of them, if you have too many than you'll need for the next module in terms of trading them in, should you sell them now and at what cost? Well, we jump over to the preview server of module 22. We can check out the Antiquities Scholar, and in here in the refinement section, you can see that we can simply purchase medallions for these new enchantments rather than actually having these older enchantments to trade in, meaning you can spend 40,000 astral diamonds for one medallion, and the equivalent of a rank 15 enchantment is 800k astral diamonds then. Since rank 15 you trade in and you get 20 medallions. That means if we look at this chart here, you'll want to be selling a rank 15 enchantment for 880k on the auction house to get that exchange value back. We can see that with the other ranks as well, down to 44k just for rank 10s. And if we look at the exchange for the combat enchantments, you can see that a max rank 14 gives you 120 medallions. And again, we can see another chart here, and this is all the exchange rates then down to rank 10, and the ideal posting cost on the auction house would again be 5.28 million for a max rank 14 down to just 880k for a rank 10. And that would be the ideal exchange rate that you would sell these on the auction house to get your money back. However, with module 22, you can see that through this exchange, you can only obtain rank 1s or rank 2s of those enchantments. You can see they're costing the certain medallions there. It's 30 for rank 1s and 60 for rank 2s. And then for a weapon enchantment or companion runestone, you can see you're going to need even more than that. You're going to need 120 for these legendary packs. Again, what you'll want to buy is 2 of those legendary packs and 10 of those blue packs. And the reason being is these blue packs give you the maximum rank of enchantments that you can obtain through this exchange, which is just these rank 2s. You can see they have all the enchantments there, and they also include the combat enchantments along with the companion enhancement. But what you want to do is get the legendary for your combat enchantment and also your companion enhancement. Purple boxes will only obtain the same as this legendary box, and the blues you can see contain that, along with the greens also obtaining that. So again, it's 10 blues and 2 of those legendary ones to fill all your enchantment slots. So we've covered at what cost you should sell them at. Now, what cost should you buy them at? And this will also change the pricing in terms of selling them, due to the fact that there will be a demand and people will only buy them at a certain amount depending if they can get it elsewhere in the game at a cheaper value. So we check out the Sage's shop here, and we can see in her store that we can simply buy those rank 1s for just 100k astral diamonds. And from there we can upgrade to just the blue rank, which is equivalent to the boxes we got, and each of these blue boxes is worth 3 rank 15s. So keep that in mind as we look at the upgrade costs. Just 100,000 refinement points, 3 glyphs, 5 gold, and a moat. You will ideally want like a coalescent moat for, I think, the cheapest rate right now in terms of the cost of these moats. And we look in the Wondrous Bazaar and we can see that those glyphs are selling at 50,000 base costs there. we can get that lower with the discount. So that means we're at a green to blue upgrade cost here of the green enchantment costing us 100k, the glyphs costing us 150k, the 100,000 refinement points about 30k, you can definitely get cheaper, and the cold ward about 1.1 million. As we can see, the price is right now on the auction house. It's gone a bit more expensive, but you get my point. And we can see that that adds up to a total of nearly 1.4 million. So it's 1.38 million cost. Meaning, are you better off than just buying those greens and upgrading than you are to get these blues? Well, let's go back to the exchange again, and we can see that we can just buy those medallions, and you can see you'll need 60 for a blue enchantment. 60 is the equivalent of 2.4 million astral diamonds. Now, is that the cost then, as we've seen? It's not. It's much cheaper to just upgrade to blue from green. 1.4 million or thereabouts. It will largely depend on the price of cold wards, however. And we can see it will also depend on the different types of motes that are available. We can also obtain 1% motes, and thanks to Reiner's video that he posted about Fun with Math episode 3, you can go watch that for yourself for a further in-depth analysis of what he's represented here in this screenshot. We can see that with a 1% mote on average, you're going to spend nearly 2.5 million astral diamonds. So that's just not feasible. That's using the preservation ward method to protect your glyphs, gold, and refinement points. And we can see then with a 2% mote, the cost decreases down to just 1.25 million astral diamonds, but that is without the consideration of what cost the 2% will be. It might be 200,000, it might be 300,000 astral diamonds, and that would then increase this, meaning the cost to upgrade would be then cheaper, that being 1.38 million with a cold ward at this price. And then we can go on to the 5% mote, which would then definitely be cheaper than a cold ward, but again depends on what price the 5% mote is. And the same with the 10% mote, gets even cheaper. So we'll have to put that in consideration. And yes, all of this math that Reiner did is considering these streak breakers at those points, given those percentages as well. So many thanks again to Reiner for giving us this clear representation of the math of what it's going to be depending on what motes you're using. Again, you can check his video out and his channel in the link in the description of this video. So with this exchange, it's a big ripoff of 2.4 million for a blue enchantment. And that means with your ideal selling point here via that exchange as well, you're also getting ripped off, meaning people will have to sell these for much lower costs to compete with the cost of upgrading just a green to blue. That means we're going to have to go into what's the ideal pricing that you'll sell your rank 15 enchantments or your armor and weapon enchantments, and at what rank for them to be viable to compete with just upgrading a green one. And we can see that this being the cost to just buy a blue one, you can see it's 60 medallions, which is 2.4 million, or 3 rank 15s, 1.65 million that it is right now. As we can see here, rank 15's only about up to like 550k. And then for a weapon and armor enchantment, since they give 120 medallions, a blue one only costs 60, will basically reduce the base cost by half. So it's about 2 million. As again, we can see our weapon enchantments are there. You can see you can get them up to about 4 million. And same goes with our armor enchantments. So that would leave the cost then the AD equivalent of 2 million for armor and weapon enchantments. Still better than the direct exchange for astral diamonds for medallions. So we go to the ideal cost, which you would rate these as. For enchantments and runestones, the ideal cost that you would buy them at is only 460,000 astral diamonds, down to rank 10s being only 23,000 astral diamonds. And again, this is based off the cost to upgrade a green to a blue, with that only being about 1.4 million astral diamonds. So if you look at that cost, you multiply 460,000 by 3 and you'll get that same cost of 1.38 million. And then you can see again those costs there down for the ranks. And then it's the same with the weapon and armor enchantments. The ideal cost you would only buy a rank 14 armor or weapon enchantment is 2.76 million. So keep this in mind when you're trying to sell them, and especially after I've made this video, people will be like, that's just going to be a ripoff if you're selling them for any more. But keep in mind, these prices and this ideal cost will fluctuate depending on the cost of those coal wards. If those coal wards go up, then this green to blue upgrade cost goes up as well. However, coalescent wards generally get put on sale very frequently, so I don't see the price of coal wards going up too much, other than at the time somebody goes and, let's say, buys out a whole bunch and then wants to go and sell them again for like massive amounts of profit. But then just wait, the price will go down as people just introduce more and more of them. So again, those are my tables. Again, these are the ideal costs that you would only buy rank 15s at. And in my opinion, that's not going to be worth your trade bars to buy a rank 15 enchantment for 1,000 trade bars and then sell it only for 460,000 astral diamonds. That's terrible. Same with your weapon and armor enchantments. Them being less than a 3 million ideal cost is terrible. Again, all of these prices will fluctuate based on coal wards. So right now, it is not ideal whatsoever to buy those rank 15 or rank 14 weapon and armor enchantments for the exchange for the next module. So again, hopefully this has been somewhat insightful. You guys can always skip back, take screenshots of some of those tables and keep them in a document somewhere if you need for yourself. So lastly, I'd like to give a massive thank you to all of my channel members for helping me keep my channel going. And if I present this well, consider leaving the video a like. And if you're new around here, consider subscribing. We'll see you guys around. Goodbye for now.